Hello everyone, this is the explainer video of Group 1. So today we will discuss about pre-writing concern in campus journalism. Number 2, choosing a topic. And number 1, what are they interested in? What is interesting to other people? Topic is subject or an issue. Is define a topic as a subject or issue, which is fundamental to campus journalism. Student journalists must identify relevant to inform their audience. The topics can range from campus news to important issues. Sample here is the environment and technology. Topic smaller, idea to write a story on. What are you interested in? Business, politics, health, the art, fashion, or sports. The first picture is computer. Represent online campus news platform, blogs, and digital media produced by students. Second picture is newspaper. Symbolize the traditional print format or campus newspaper and magazines. Last, television and radio. Indicate student-run broadcasting initiatives such as campus radio station or TV programs. Next is politics. What is politics? A group of people with an icon representing a speaker at the podium level. This likely represent political discussion, debates, or political issues. Next is sports. A group of people with an icon like a soccer ball. This likely represents sport activities or sports competition. Next is the idea. So what is idea? Idea is a thought or plan about what to do. Example here is the idea and the topic. The other example is the slide. This slide discuss the cell phone technology. The second is the place indicated by the world map and time from 1973 to the present. The slide seems to outline the history and global impact of cell phone. So there are two summary. Number 1, how to choose a topic. What is interested in you? What is interesting to others? Number 2, how to narrow down the topic into idea for an article. Type, place, and time. Next is the researching. In this topic, we will discuss number 1, different types of article or TV news segment. Number 2, discuss the different source journalists use for information. So there are 3 types of article. Number 1, news stories. Number 2, investigate journalism. Number 3, human interest stories. So what is news stories? Basic article or TV segment that reports on an event with just the fact. The example of news story is the tornado. Time tornado appeared, place it hit, the damage it caused, the people it affected. Objective should not include the journalist's opinions. Next is the investigate journalism, a longer article or news segment that uncovered news information on a large topic that affect the public. Issue that affect the public. Example is the anonymous. So what is anonymous? The image of an anonymous figure raises concern about unnamed sources in campus journalism. Journalists must verify information from these sources to maintain credibility, transparency with the audience about using anonymous sources is crucial. Next is the human interest, a longer article that focuses on a person or people as the way of talking about current events. Example here is empowerment. This suggests that campus journalism can give students a voice and ability to make a difference. Next example is immigration family. This picture suggests that students could report on the experience of immigrant families, sharing their stories and challenges. Next is the military attire or the ROTC. It represents the need to careful planning and preparation. They should also consider the potential impact of their reporting. Next is the researching your idea. Two types of sources. Number one is human sources and number two is documentary sources. So what is human sources? This include people who can provide first-hand information, journalism, can interview them for quotes and insight. Confirming information with multiple sources is crucial. What is documentary sources? This consists of written record, report, and other documents. They provide factual evidence and background information. Example here is the issue of water quality. This picture highlights the issue of water quality, showing pipe discharging into a body of water. This could indicate pollution. This picture witnesses or participants, custodians of records, experts or interpreters of information, and advocates. Levels of observation. As information moves farther from first-hand observation, we should be increasingly careful about the reliability of information. Direct the first-hand observation. The reporter sees or hears something herself. An example would be a reporter conveying a city council meeting. Second, the second-hand observation. The reporters get information from a witness. The third is third-hand observation. The reporters talk to someone who got information from a witness. An example is the account of police officers give a reporters based on the officer's conversation with a witness or witnesses. Number 4 is fourth-hand observation. Reporters occasionally receive information from spokesmen or spokeswomen or from news releases that is based on information that is already third-hand. An example would be informed from a police spokesman who summarized the report of an officer who had talked to the witnesses. Writing different levels of observation. First-hand, the Chevrolet ran a red light and stopped the pickup truck. Second-hand, the witness said that Chevrolet ran a red light and stopped the pickup truck. Third-hand, witnesses told police that Chevrolet ran a red light and stopped the pickup truck. Fourth-hand, the police spokesman said witnesses told the officers that the Chevrolet ran a red light and stopped the pickup truck. Combination of level. Witnesses count varied sharp. Two said that Chevrolet ran a red light. The second-hand, other told the police the light was yellow. Third-hand, the police spokesman said still another witness told the investigator she thought the light was green. Fourth-hand, but all agreed that the Chevrolet slammed into a pickup truck roadside. The driver's door of the truck was crushed into in forward so far that it had shoved and steering column into the center of the cab. First-hand. Number 2 is documentary sources. In addition of the obvious, 2 copies of flowsheet in the court filing, arrest report, budget, consultant or government report, agenda. Documentary source can include clipping of file tape or previous stories, often accessed online now, telephone and city directory or directories, encyclopedias or other reference work, and increasingly electronic databases. When judging credibility, journalists occasionally give a benefit of the doubt to document over quotes from a person, or they use it to support the credibility of human source, or they do not subject it to the same verification that they would information from a human source. Remember that all documentary sources are generated by people, so information in documentary sources can be less or be simple or simply wrong too. Make sure that your document really is support or proof and not just someone else making an support claim. In summary, we talk about number 1, news stories, Number 2, investigate journalism. Number 3, human interest stories. Number 4, using different types of sources to find the information for your story. 4, pitching a story. What is a story pitch? A pitch is a brief description, usually no longer than 500 words or 2 paragraphs, of a story intended to convince an editor, producer, or publisher to commission a piece. Writers in obvious industries use pitches to encourage an organization to publish their work. Why it is important to know how to pitch a story? For a professional writer, knowing how to pitch a story is helpful for getting their work published and developing professional relationships with publishers, editors, and producers. Understanding the fundamental expectation of pitching a story may help you feel more confident when approaching publisher. It may help you become more successful at getting your ideas accepted. 1. Know the story you want to tell. No matter what industry you work in, the first step to pitching your story is knowing the story you want to tell. Identify the main narrative elements such as who the story is about, what the subject do in the story, where the story takes place, why the action of the story takes place, and how the event of the story happened. Knowing the story you want to tell may make it easier to summarize and most significant point in your pitch. Number 2, introducing your story with an engaging opening line. Thought there are different ways to start your pitch. It is important to engage your reader's attention with the first line. You might begin your pitch by writing sentence, and summarize the main idea of your story by asking rhetorical questions related to the piece or by describing a scene or action. Be straightforward in explaining what the story is about and what perspective you plan to take with it. Try to explain what actually happened in the story rather than the themes or idea it wants to express. Number 3, explain why they should publish your story. After describing the story you want to tell, explain why the story is urgent, interesting, or meaningful, or the publication target audience. Keep your explanation brief, but inform the publisher why their audience may be interested in your story. You may outline the primary source and evidence you plan to use it in the story, or the key plot points that may engage the reader. Number 4, thank them for their time. After presenting your pitch, thank the auditor for their time and consideration, even if they choose not accept to your pitch. It is important to acknowledge the value of the time they spend reading or listening to your ideas. Number 5, interviewing and quoting sources.
Journalists recognize two kinds of interview subject. First, use open-ended questions or often express a statement when a subject won't open up. Secondly, use closed-ended questions when a subject won't shut up or it is being vague or evasive. Interviewing techniques. Its objectives are to identify techniques of interviewing and to employ these techniques. Preparation for interview. Call ahead or send email to schedule an interview. Identify yourself by name and publication. Give the nature of the article. Be punctual, do your homework, and dress with respect for the person you are interviewing. During the interview, make an eye contact, nod, smile, and look interested. Secondly, use the interviewer's name. Thirdly, take good notes discreetly. And lastly, observe the surroundings. Look for details that set the mood and reveals personality. And interviewing style do's. First, Start by asking easy questions and get tougher as you go. Save controversial questions for near the end, but don't skip them. Secondly, ask open-ended questions. Let the source fill the awkward moments. Allow the subject to stray from the topic. Interviewing style don'ts. First, don't start out by antagonizing your source. Don't talk too much. Give the subject time to answer questions completely. Don't ignore body language. Do not let your opinion of the interviewee or what he/she represents influence your questions or demeanor. After the interview, this is what you are going to do. First, check your list of questions to ensure you ask them. Secondly, ask, is there anything else I should ask? Thirdly, thank the interviewee. And lastly, reread your notes immediately after the interview. Taking notes in interview. It develops your own note-taking system and use abbreviations, use texting method, jot a question mark in the margin if you need to clarify a point before the interview ends. Always put quotation marks around the direct quotes, don't fake on quotes. If the subject is saying something you won't use or aren't interested in, don't write it down. No changes in body language. What types of questions should I ask? Open-ended questions, why, how, describe, and what. What types of questions should I ask? If it's stock, ask stock questions. Those that can apply almost anyone in the position. First, who has influenced you in your life? And secondly, what is the one quality you have that you admired, regret? Steer away from EST questions, best memory, worst experience, and best game, etc. What about taping devices? Taping always continue to take notes. Qualifies important informations like names, figures, and dates. It maintains a sense of interest on the part of reporter. What about the internet interview? Email questions, use chat rooms, or face-to-face interview if it is still preferable body language gestures. And if doing research, it can post notes in news groups to solicit opinion. Going off the record. Reporter can use information, not give resources. Reporter use information at all. Reporter and interviewee can agree to rules. Agree when interview is back on the record. No info off the record unless reporter agrees. And if reporter accepts off the record, cannot divulge source of information. Let's now move on pre-publication checking. To read the story before publication. Used to be no. Now, someone reporters are reading backstories to sources. Number 1, good PR. 2, eliminates mistakes. 3, avoids libel cases and must show malice. Writing the interview story. When writing the interview story, you must be specific in description. Use details that tell what the person has done. Do not use physical characteristics. Use often bring the person to life and do not say I asked or when asked. Q&A reporter not part of the story and more objective but lazy. Using quotes. News stories ought to be about people or about people involved in events or issues. They should not be just about event or issue. That as a journalist, we need to find ways to get people into our stories. Now that we have addressed finding sources and interviewing them effectively, we will look at using those sources quotes to put a human face on a story. What are the work that quotes do? Number 1, quotes lend immediacy. so your audience has a sense of being there and gets the sense that you were there. Number 2, quotes impart emotion. The reactions of the people involved and affected in their own words. It allows the people in our stories to report their own emotion, carries more weight than our attempts to describe those emotions. Number 3, quotes help us show rather than just tell what's going on. Number 4, quotes help convey the personalities of the people in our stories. As in a personal relationships, audiences best get the sense that they know others when they feel that they are conversing with them. Now, what are the types of quotations? Number 1, direct quotations depict word for word what the speaker said. Number 2, indirect quotations convey what the speaker said in essentially the way he said it. But quotation marks aren't used because the quote has been altered slightly. Number 3, paraphrase quotations express the essence of the speaker's comment in the reporter's word. Number 4, partial quotations take a fragment of the quote to preserve the color of it. Number 5, dialogue captures the drama of an exchange between two or more people. Using difficult quotes. Confronted with bad grammar, profanity, or obscenity, remember that a paraphrase indirect quote is usually a better option than altering the quote. Number 2, ellipses. The 3 dots that indicate something is missing can be used in a print or web stories. Number 3, a partial quote allows the speaker's voice, but not the bad grammar or language to reach your audience. Number 4, listen for trouble spots when you conduct your interviews. Asking a question second time often yields a cleaner quote. Number 5, most newsrooms have a policy against using bad grammar, profanity, or obscenity gratuitously. Strategies for using effective quotes. Number 1, gathering quotes but use few. Number 2, use quotes that put a human face on your story. Number 3, remember to use paraphrase, indirect quotes, and dialogue as well as direct single quotes. Number 4, identify authors by name and position or relevance to your story. Number 5, use full sentence transitions to introduce speakers and set up their quotes. Number 6, said is the best form of attribution for news stories. Number 7, don't try to convey a speaker's emotion in your attribution. Show his or her emotion in the transition to the quote. Number 6, print media from topic to article. Draft. The first try at writing the article na sentences and paragraphs. Copy editor. A person who ensures that an article is clear, correct, understandable, and in as few words as possible. Headline. A group of words that serves the title for an article. Byline. A line of text that identifies the author, the author's position, and sometimes the date and locale of the article. Lead. The first paragraph of an article that captures the reader's attention and summarizing the most important facts and information. Body. Paragraphs containing the details of the article. And conclusion, the final sentences of an article caption. A small explanation of the image with the photographer's name. The photo provided is an example of campus paper. Now let's tackle about the sections of a campus paper. Front page. Nameplate is the engraved printed name of the newspaper. Ears. The little boxes on either side of the nameplate. Banner head. The principal headline bearing the boldest and biggest type. Running head. The running head is a type of head having 2 or more lines. Headline refers to any title of a news. Deck, A subordinate headline placed immediately below its mother headline, also known as bank or readout. Lead, the beginning of a news story. Column, they are horizontal divisions of the parts or text if newspaper. Column rule, the vertical line that divides the page into columns. Fold, the imaginary horizontal line that divides the newspaper equally into two parts. Byline, the signature of a reporter preceding a news feature. Cut, the cut is a metal plate bearing the newspaper's illustration. Cut line, the text accompanying photos and other artwork, better known as caption. If written, if written above the photo just like a slug line, it is called an overline. Box line. Any news material enclosed by line rules is a box story. Overline. It is a type of cut line written or shown above the photo. Kicker. A kicker is a tagline above but smaller than the headline. Hammer. A hammer is a type of kicker, but the difference is that a hammer is bigger than the headline. Credit line. A credit line is a line given to pay respect to the source of a story or illustration printed. Thank you for listening and watching. That's all.